These,
Call it the circle of life.
All good. Here you.
We are on.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. Select Board meeting on 22 July 2025. Good evening. Two things I'm going to ask tonight. We will introduce ourselves for the AI to help Keisha out. And when you speak, if you will park yourself next to the microphone, because we've had some issues of not being able to hear what people are saying. And it will facilitate both somebody listening at home and an archive version. And it will also help Keisha when she's doing the transcriptions. All right, so I'm Hobie Harmon, Chair of the Select Board.
Catherine Charnowski.
Mark Casper.
All right, first item on the agenda tonight is Charlotte for the Fall Festival, Fall Celebration. You're up, ma'am.
Thank you. I first want to apologize for coming so late. I wasn't going to do it, and then, anyway, we're really excited about doing it again this year. It's going to be on the 20th of September. The road closure is going to be from 4:30 to 8:30. The festival itself will be running from 5 to 8. I can't give you as many details as I normally do right now because they're still kind of up in the air, but we do have a local band, which is very exciting, and we're trying to get local food vendors as well. And we're also open to anybody that wants to participate. We always have the Friends of the Library. They help out along with the police department. It's always been so great of doing bicycle helmets. So you're going to be able to do that again this year, Chief? And so we'll go from there. And if you would like me to come back to give you more details, I'd be glad to do so.
We adopted in June.
Give Keisha back.
Okay, we adopted in June a special event permit application that Sue and Keisha have. If you can be kind enough to get one of those completed. And then liaise with Wayne and Jeff and make sure everything's copus. And if you're
Okay.
comfortable, when you get a little more locked on what you're going to do, then come back and give us a heads up. That would be great, Charlotte, if you could do that.
Great.
Chad, do you have anything?
Do you have a date for a follow-up meeting?
Yes. Oh, a follow-up meeting? Not yet.
August?
August would
Can you
be,
do the August,
yes.
for the select board meetings in August?
Yeah. Keisha, do you have the schedule?
We haven't made it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
We're working it. Mark, you got anything?
Oh, good stuff.
Questions?
If there are people who want to join you in volunteering, what's the best way for them to reach out?
They can Kate Kennedy is also co-chairing this year with me. They can either get a hold of her or myself, and my phone number is 603-418-4818.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Do I need to sign something? Okay,
You're-
okay.
All good.
Here.
All right, working our way down, correspondence discussion. Mark, Concom meeting from the 21st. And I
Yeah.
did see your text that came through.
Yeah.
You've got the floor.
So the short of it, we had our Concom meeting yesterday, went over the typical easement monitoring and payments, et cetera. We also had a visitor, Christine McDade, who had shown her interest in volunteering as be the treasurer, Concom treasurer, and she got a warm welcome. So I think we could kind of address that paperwork as we go. And also just to comment shortly on the email that I sent out, I'd expressed, but Hobie had expressed an interest that I followed through with the Concom on knowledge on the ownership, et cetera. So
Okay, so the board's going, Concom's going to move forward with research on it, doing due
yes,
diligence.
I'll nudge them along as well.
While we're talking about that, Christine, we've got your documents here. And if you would get a little closer to the microphone, just give us a little background, please.
My name is Christine McDade, and we moved to Newfields in October of 2023. I currently work with CELT and do conservation easement monitoring for them. I've also always done, well, not always, but for the past 10 years, I've done conservation work down in Pennsylvania where we used to live. I'm a scientist by training, chemist, and I've worked for both chemical companies and pharmaceutical companies. I used to manage budgets for the departments that I was responsible for. And I'm currently a independent contractor working with the Gates Foundation, and I have managed our finances in our home. So I feel confident that I could manage the necessary finances for the committee, and definitely am interested in the mission of the committee and supporting the township.
Great.
In other words, you're overqualified.
Probably.
Think about volunteering. All right, any questions? Kat? Mark?
No, happy to have
Anything
you.
from the audience? All right, in that case, I will make a motion to still install Christy McDade as the Concom treasurer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, moving on. We've got a document here for Hutchinson. Keisha, I'm not seeing that one.
Didn't print it out because it's too large, so.
Oh, okay. What this is, they submit it like every 2 to 3 years. I think
Not copy.
every 2 to 3 years, what Hutchinson is required to do by the EPA and state DES is provide technical data as to their complying with all environmental rules and regulations. It's pretty straightforward. It's probably be right up your alley. And so they have to submit it, and it's just because they're complying with all the chemicals they use down there in processing of their sealing systems, et cetera. So that's, do we need to approve this? Because you just gave me the 2 pages.
You can just acknowledge.
Okay, so we will consider it acknowledged. Any questions from the board?
None.
Okay. All right, so taking care of Hutchinson. We'll hold off on checks and manifest. We'll work on that. And we have somewhere here the Boston Post came. We'll look for that. That's it. We work our way down. Let's just hit the next meeting dates now while we're working our way down the list. The 5th and the 19th work.
And we,
5th of August and the 19th. Yeah.
Okay, 5th and the 19th it is. We're talking about August. This is not good. No. Prior meeting minutes. Anybody have anything on the prior meeting minutes? Everybody had a chance to read them?
I did, I emailed Kisha, she already penned in.
Yeah.
Just small thing.
Mark, you got anything?
No. Okay.
Okay, on that, I just had one addition that Keisha put in that the meeting on the 24th at 9 o'clock with DOT will be open to the public, that it will be live recording and that it will be archived for the records. All right, in that case, with nothing else, I'll make a motion. We accept the meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So next item is the website. So I have gone through that long string of emails.
Can you believe it? Can you believe that?
Well, I'm a little frustrated by the way the email process worked, as far as they're responding to you in a timely
Oh,
manner,
my God.
answering the questions you're asking for.
They're terrible
Which gives me concern
about them doing the
about
website.
quality of the work they're going to do. Now, I'm looking at the terms and conditions that were referenced in that email string
Mhm.
stating what the pricing would be. And that, for 26, it'd be $2,213.27 with an annual bump of 5%. And then in 27, it'd be $4,200.
Right.
My problem with the contract is the contract does not necessarily reflect that in
It doesn't
the.
specify it, right? And
And so therefore, because of that, I'm not comfortable signing a contract until all the numbers are within the four corners of the page.
that's right.
Because if we sign this and then they turn around and go, you signed this, and you're stuck, and you had the email, well, the email's not referenced in here.
Right.
So my feeling is I would not like to move forward on signing this until we have a document where everything is within.
We'll
the
get
four
that in
corners.
the next go around. We'll get
You
that.
good with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I've said, just put it on the contract. You're sending me an email, just simply put it on the contract.
it's contract's what's gonna run.
Yes, that's what we're signing off on.
Okay,
So I think that this is a catalyst for looking at other web designers.
I like that thought process because after having read through this email string that goes back to April,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
and multiple requests for information and answers that you sent to them, and you failed to get the answers in a timely manner. I'm kind of going, if that's the way they respond to setting up a contract, how are they going to respond when we need service?
And they have 5 or 6 one-star reviews online. That's I just happen to see
So it
today.
kind of gives you that little hinky feeling on the
Yeah,
back. of
I
your
said,
neck.
all right, if we can find another Civic Plus that's out there, I'm sure there are some other municipal website designers that,
Okay, and so is it the sense of the board that, one, if we were going to sign this contract, it has to reflect what's in the email, but two,
move on to someone
I
else.
am not comfortable with what I've seen of their work product, their
Yeah,
attention to detail in their customer service.
they're awful.
Agreed.
Okay. So get pegged with, find
I will.
another target.
Formally put it to bid. Is that how it needs to, go in order to consider other options? I mean, if there's a correct process, we need to make sure we follow.
Yes, yeah,
We should send out an honor.
Yeah.
Be on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further comments on that?
No.
Okay.
glad you read through that, but so you,
Now, the next item that I've got here, because it was in a special folder and I didn't see it. Austin Post Kane, we're set up for 26 July 2025. Was that going to be at 10:30, Keish? You remember? I don't see the time on here. That's all right.
In the email, I thought it was on the hour, but
Yeah. So we'll just follow up with it. Well, but it is going to be on the 26th. And so I would encourage everybody to attend. It's a pretty unique event. The oldest citizen in town. So yeah, at 11, okay.
we make an initial special announcement, maybe go out by email and
It'll be noticed in town. July 26th at 1100 here in town hall.
is there any additional preparation that needs to happen?
All right, so one of the things I'd like to touch next is the masonry work that needs to be done on town hall. We have received 3 bids. And one is a local, gentleman out of Exeter who, I have no business association with, relationship with, but I have dealt with him before and I have seen his work product. And he is a good New England Yankee work ethic. Been doing it for his whole life. And that's the first, that's Mr. Morissette. Then we received, from Seth Donaldson Masonry. He sent me a text with the numbers that you see on page 2. And I called him and I said, we need a follow-up document. and I have never received it.
There you go.
The third, receipt of, the third item that I received was from JR Masonry. And, his came out at a total of $46,735. Even if you take out of it item number 4, the acid wash and ceiling, the research I've done and the people I've talked to on a building of this age and the construction of the bricks, the way they were fired, that's probably not a good idea because it's going to trap water inside. And, sealing it is something that Mr. Morris said he would not recommend. Mr. Donaldson was amenable, wanted to do it, as did Mr. JR, Donald JR Masonry. I have a lot of faith and confidence in Mr. Morissette and his work ethic and his work performance. Any thoughts?
I think it would be smart to go with a local person that understands why it shouldn't be sealed.
Do that? Mark?
Oh, I like the price. I mean, that's great. And I'm hopeful that he'll do that for that price and we're done with it.
He's one of those old boys, gives his word, that's where he's at.
Yeah.
Unless he,
Okay.
now, the only codicil to this, and I need to address this, is because of all the ivy that's on the south side of the building and it's curled over the roof and it's up on the chimney, there could be additional damage discovered
Pull away.
when that ivy is pulled off and removed.
Mhm.
So that could be an issue, and I think we need to be prepared for that contingency. In that case, I will make a motion that we accept Mr. Morissette's bid to do the repair work on the building.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And I will inform Mr. Morrison, said that he has been selected, and I will notify the other board members. All right. Thank you. Oh, I can't hear you.
How much was Mr. Morris's?
9,800 and change.
Yeah. Big difference, big difference.
All right. So we've taken care of the masonry aspect.
What about the ivy removal?
That is going to be part of the rain garden recovery issue, because that's going to be a factor as far as the rain gardens and the water coming off the building and clearing that out of there. And what we'll be doing is in discussing that on both the north side and the south side, cutting the soil back and putting like 18 inches of stone at the base there. And anything that's growing in there will be dealt with in the appropriate manner to preclude a regrowth, because that was cut back on the north side probably 2 to 3 weeks ago, and it's already coming back up. So that needs to have a termination with extreme prejudice, so it doesn't happen again. And then the same thing on the south side. Although folks, I have told people, we really don't want to take it off because it's so nice looking. So, yeah, it's destroying the building. All right, so that's the status on that. Any other questions on that stuff? On that aspect?
Good.
Okay, good. Anything else? We're good. All right, so we covered that. One thing that was not discussed on open items, did not get referenced at the last meeting. I did talk about the fact that Mr. Walksmith's suit against the town and the ZBA had been dismissed for lack of timeliness. And I failed to mention that the abutters lawsuit against the town had been dismissed in regards to the town. So there is no liability on the town's part in regards to the suit by the abutters. The action still stands as to the abutters as to Vernon Family Farm. Covered that. Friends of the library in regards to the HVAC system, which we talked about last week. I talked to Win, and he sent an email to me, and I think you guys received it. And I'm gonna pull that up here. I got it right here. The Board of Trustees for the library did have their meeting, and basically what they're saying is they did meet and discuss the HVAC options, and they want to go with the warrant article. My research since that meeting has been that it is well within the scope of Friends of the Library to cover the HVAC costs.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm a little chagrined at this point, the fact that there's $225,000 in the Friends of the Library. And they may want to put an addition onto the library, but the HVAC is of a higher priority. And I would like to get the sense of the board to relay to the library board of trustees that we think instead of hitting the town up and taking money out of people's pockets when there's a nonprofit that has the resources to solve this problem, that should be the primary recovery method.
Absolutely.
You concur with that?
Yes,
Catherine?
I concur.
Okay.
which is why I kept pressing.
And I totally agree with your point. I just wanted to check the
I get it,
legalities of it. So I will talk when,
And ultimately, the process would be the same as far as securing quotes for work to be done and prices.
and if they're doing it,
That
that
won't be a waste of time. It will still need to happen. It just won't necessarily fall on.
the money's coming out of
town's wallet.
somebody else's pocket. Okay, so we got that done. Talking to Chief Buxton, the new fire truck is going to need, a partial payment coming up here, just to advise everybody that is in work. We've got the funds set aside for that, and it's just administrative stuff that I wanted to keep you folks up to that. I had a conversation with the plant manager for Hutchinson today. Neal's Cemetery is located on the Hutchinson property, and there's somebody who knows quite a bit about that. Right, Mary? And if you go into Hutchinson on the right, there's a giant oak tree right there, and it's right on the other side of the wall. I know somebody, Joni, who's gone in there and found the cemetery. Numerous old stones that are lying on the ground, and there's still some that are vertical. And my understanding in talking to folks is that cemetery used to be behind Michael Sununu's place. Then there was, if I phrase this wrong, let me know, Mary. Then there's kind of a headbutting contest, and the cemetery was moved across the road. So the cemetery is there. Hutchinson was not cognizant of the fact the cemetery was there. And when I spoke to them probably a month and a half ago, they said, well, we're going to have to talk to our attorneys. So they talked to their attorneys, and it made it all the way to Texas and then to France. And there is a codicil that allows the cemetery to be exempt for people transiting to and from, even though the town owns the cemetery. So we're good to go on the cemetery. There's no issue. And I think I will talk to the cemetery folks just because they know where it is, but we can get that cleaned up a little bit. My thought process was next time I go to Concord, I'll pick up some granite post pieces, which are usually 2 to 3 feet long, use those to mark the corners so people can find it without fighting all the detritus and leaves and debris that's on it. Any thoughts on that? Anybody? Mary, you got anything to add on that?
Well, the argument was in the fall, so I'll say that people that will put it in the barn in the old house.
The green one there?
Yes, before they made a new.
When was it? When was this?
1800s.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, 1965.
Kind of gruesome. This is like a Poltergeist 2 movie.
So say hi to your uncle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So are those headstones going to be?
They'll probably be left, the ones there, because
Okay.
they don't know where the graves are.
Uh,
Bill Tebow did a complete plot of that. And so what we have, but it's still partial. It's not a complete assessment of what's available there.
Okay.
All right. Moving on here.
This happens in Louisiana all the time when it
Yeah.
floods.
Okay, moving on to the next item, Badger Park. So Badger Park looks really, really good. In alphabetical order, I'm going to thank the folks that have been so involved in this. Caleb Fields brought his lift in, went up, sanded the pole, primed it, and painted it. And then he cut the trees back around it so the flag could not strike tree branches when they grew out. Somebody else, Joni Harmon, was critical in hauling and stacking brush when all the cutting was done in the back. Deb Rimbott and Deb Palenzio were huge in getting the flag and the gardening done and working on coming up with ideas, as was Joni Harmon, who was big in that project. Along those lines, I spoke to Derek Rugg probably 10 days ago. He has some additional thoughts on doing that. And that falls into what I discussed at the last meeting as far as the veterans organizations in regards to Badger Park. I sent a letter as a veteran, not as a member of the select board, as a veteran to all the veterans in town. And what I referenced to them was there was an opportunity there. And they all said that they were, not all, but a great number of them through phone calls, emails, have said they're very interested in that. I've had other businesses in town tell me that they would be more than glad to contribute, provide for the maintenance fund. I talked to Bob Elliott, who has great background experience in setting up nonprofit 501s, et cetera, et cetera. He came up with the paperwork after doing research to set up a 501 that will deal specifically with veterans and such entities as this. So now it's just a matter of pulling the paperwork together and getting it logged in and getting it established. And then I think that will be an entity which, when formally established, to come to the select board and seek authority and basically a charter from the board for the maintenance of Badger Park.
Great.
That's where it's at now. Kat, anything?
Great work.
Mark,
Sounds good.
anything from the audience? Munch hasn't done anything yet. Thank you for bringing it up though, because I didn't have it on here. Munch has looked at the bell tower, which is rotten on the northeast and southwest corners. He has come up with a solution on how to solve that. And I think the veterans will be able to cover that very easily. And he said it would take him about a half a day to do it. Yeah, do you have anything to add to this? The flag looks great, the larger flag.
Having it exposed.
Yeah. And a lot of people have noticed and just said it really looks good. So, all right, got that done. Primary leach checks, APR manifest. I took a look at that earlier. Oh, I do have one other thing though in a minute, but any input thoughts on the, we good with the money part? Checks. Okay. So, one of the things that has come up is we have this Town of Newfields special events permit application, which we adopted in June. And that was specifically post-reference at the kennels up here when they had their event. And we now have this special event permit application. The purpose of this is to ensure that when such events transpire, the fire department is notified in case of the number of people that are at the event. And also the police department to deal with if there's alcohol being served, traffic considerations, et cetera, et cetera. We do not at this moment and have a policy in place in regards to supporting this document. Conversations and research is we can adopt a policy very quickly. And then my recommendation would be that we as a board draft an ordinance, which will require 3 hearings, and then we can move forward on that. One of the issues that we have is this weekend, Muddy River is having a car show. And there has not been liaison between Muddy River and the police department or the fire department. And from what I understand, I have not seen the advertisement online that the car show is open to any and all comers. In that case, we have the potential for serious problems with parking and vehicles, because if you're having people with a car show, they're bringing cars and people are coming in to see the car show. So I think it behooves us, and I'd like to get the sense of the board. I have no issue talking with Mr. Pasternak about getting a special event permit application completed for this event. And then we will move forward with time being of the essence to get the policy and the ordinance in place. When First Seasons did their event, when John Hayden had his event, he liaised with Chief. First Seasons liaised with the select board, chief, and the fire department. And I think it's absolutely critical that when there's events like this, the town be made aware of it and cognizant of it. And the town will support any business, but we need to have knowledge when it has a public safety impact. And this gives us the resources to do so. Catherine, thoughts?
Agreed.
Okay, Mark?
Yeah, this sounds like a reasonable request to give us a heads up. My one question is, For the Vernons, is this something that would have to be submitted again and again?
No,
Or is
that, because they're covered by the terms and conditions of the notice of decision. They're required each year to give us notice
One time and then
for
done?
the year they give us.
Okay.
Okay, they are covered by that. So then with that being the case, if that's the sense of the board, I will talk to Sue and Keisha, about getting the policy in place and then drafting the language. So we do have a town ordinance to give this enforceability. So there's no issue. All right. And, since the board, I will go talk to Mr. Pasternak and have him complete one of these and just have a discussion about, it's absolutely essential that when you're having an event outside of the ordinary, that public safety in the town of Newfields be made cognizant of this. Yeah. Just to preclude prior planning prevents poor performance. So we'll be cognizant. Anything from the audience on this? Mr. Lawrence?
It sounds reasonable to me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That you just really wanted my opinion on that particular little thing, sure.
Chief?
What I think it's good to have a policy in place.
That, when's your next, planning board?
It'll be at the beginning of August, the
It's
last,
canceled this month, right?
it was canceled this month. There was one email communication regarding follow-up from Great Bay Mobile. They would like to come and present an argument that their lighting is within compliance, which is not what when communicated to them by letter, and the board will deal with that. And there'll be updates forthcoming after that.
I did see that and I didn't go back and read the relevant documents and it's kind of like, let's see if we can stretch this envelope a little bit.
I have photographs, so.
Yeah. All right. Anything, Mark, anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay, anything else?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, anything else? Yes, ma'am. Meeting dates? Teacher, what did we come up with? 5th and 19th, something?
That's the night.
5th and the 19th, Deb. Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up the fact that the state, in all its wisdom, has changed the accessory dwelling unit requirements. And it's actually slightly unclear to me, the ZBA, if it has any part in it, would be simply a monitoring situation. Because they specifically say they don't need approval. The only approval would be building permits. So there's a few things that we're happening here with in regards to this, and it's being worked on. One of my goals is to have a checklist for Mr. Shaw so that he can go through this the same as we have gone through in the past. All of the checklists will be fixed.
I think that's an excellent idea because there has been divergence on what is required sometimes and a head shrug, shoulder shrug a couple other times and then coming to the board and what's the sense of the board. I think it's really important that we get that down so it's black and white. And so there's no variance between from A to Z. And as far as the recent legislation, I did get your voicemail. I think I was in Wyoming or something when I got it. 440 horses
Horseplay.
all at once. Doing 80, there's no speed limit in Wyoming, brother. And the horses were running. Take a look at it, and I started to look at it from the bird's eye view. I have not jumped into it.
We sent you or set aside for you the municipal associations
Yes,
document, and that helps clarify it. But we also have to have somebody, well, and this will have to be discussed in our planning board. Perhaps Glenn would also be very good at input to this, because there are some places, particularly parking, they don't have something listed as a requirement for a single family residence. And they simply say, you gotta have parking for one car, and I assume that means for the accessory dwelling. We had a in within our ADU requirements, parking for 4 cars. But that was for the primary residence as well as the accessory.
Yeah, and the effective date,
So there may be some areas where we don't have actually a document somewhere else. And that document, our ADU requirements have been superseded.
there's a lot of wheat and chaff to sort out here and wrap our hands around this. It's gonna take some due diligence to ascertain exactly.
It's actually a little contradictory because it's got a list of things. And
Government.
it says- And then it says, which you don't have to have basically oversight. But you gotta look at that list of things.
It's oversight.
So, I think that will be on the radar.
Yeah.
Both planning board, select board. And, we'll try and move this forward as fast as we can.
Next Wednesday, I'm going to participate in a legislative wrap-up through the Municipal Association to really get a deeper look at all of the things that have passed and how that might be affecting us, so I can bring information back so we can
Excellent.
figure out what we need to follow up on.
All right. Anything else? Any other items? In that case, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks.